Welcome to Dice with Death, where anyone could die with a roll of the dice. I'm your Direct Messenger Oli Bateman, and joining me again for this week's performative Dungeons & Dragons podcast is Chatty Badger's Jamie Powis.
Being resurrected has fixed Aark's hip, though it still doesn't help him do a backflip.
Hey! Yes, because at the last episode, you tried a backflip to Titus's joy, and you fell flat on your face. Someone who hopefully won't fall flat on their face this week is IGN's Amy Mallett.
Got a four-liner. Are you ready? I was feeling creative today.
Ooh.
In a posh barn conversion, we all went berserk, and the combat was definitely not safe for work. I'm sure my rapport with my party increased when I casually announced I can turn into a beast.
Yes, because in the last episode, of course, you just so happened to mention to the party that you can turn into fucking animals.
I loved Adam's response as well. He was just like, what? You could have done that the entire time.
Talking of Adam Wilbourn, I am, of course, joined by WhatCulture.com's Adam Wilbourn.
I'm Titus. I like wrestling and don't suffer fools. Last time, I killed Magnus Brink and chopped off his crown jewels. We've just seen my manager, Elmin Munro, and now, as the kids say, let's fucking go! LFG, baby.
Yay!
Is everybody ready to continue the adventure?
Yes.
Previously on Dice with Death, while Aark clutched the parchment in his hand that read "Help us Aark" in the box realm, Zakaiya and Titus, along with Madame Morgana, continued their attack on Magnus Brink in the posh barn conversion, a detail that the DM seemed obsessed with. After many swing and misses, Zakaiya and Titus successfully hogtied the leader of the Jackals, while prompting him to divulge the digits to the safe Titus had uncovered in the walls of the barn. Magnus refused, and in doing so sealed his own fate in becoming a eunuch, as Titus carved off his meat and two veg before placing them in the wishstone box. While Madame Morgana held back one of the guards at the entrance, Titus kebabbed Magnus Brink to death with a greatsword straight up his arse, and as the remaining guard fled the scene, Morgana, Zakaiya and Titus headed to the library in the hopes of bringing Aark back from the dead. After handing Titus the map and telling Zakaiya to grab the bombs from Kuda, Madame Morgana said her goodbyes, reminding Zak and Titus that they might not see her or Aark ever again. You all shared hugs and French goodbyes while Morgana approached Aark's lifeless body, praying to the gods above, using the wishstone to cast true resurrection, while an indoor rainstorm erupted in the room. With one last glance at Zakaiya, Morgana said, "Your mum is proud of you, Zakaiya. Alyssa is proud of you," before vaporizing into dust particles exactly where she knelt. As Titus dived under the wishstone to catch it before it hit the ground, we saw Madame Morgana appear through a doorway in a box realm, greeting the gatekeeper and Aark before divulging sensitive information to Aark that Zakaiya and Titus weren't privy to. Aark sneakily pocketed the remote control he'd used to operate the TV before asking the gatekeeper to make Madame Morgana as comfortable as possible as they wandered off into the white mists of the box realm. Aark then stepped through the corporeal doorframe and flew straight down towards his body, screaming "yes" in response to a voice that said, "Are you willing?" Aark awoke, alive and well, to hugs and apologies from Zak and Titus, and in a very cinematic moment unsheathed his sword and said, "Let's kill some jackals." With 2 nat 20s from Aark and Zakaiya, you found the 5 books Zakaiya had first noticed in the library earlier that day and scooped them up before heading up and out to the electronics store. Kuda then presented you with the remote detonation devices, while his jungle bird Lintu handed you the holocard, advised you that they could only get it open in out-of-office hours. After leaving the electronics store and realising all the villagers were also in the mines, you then re-entered the electronics store to gain more intelligence about the mine's security. Lintu then told you it would be pretty easy to sneak into the mines undetected while the Jackals got violent in the fight pits. Realising there were a lot of innocent lives at stake, Zakaiya spoke of her ability to wild shape into an animal and planned to sneak in and evacuate the villagers by word of mouth. You all snuck up to the entrance of the mine and hunkered down in the bushes, planning your attack. Just then, Aark and Zakaiya spotted an out-of-place humanoid in a pinstripe suit and bolo tie, cowboy boots and 10-gallon hat. Titus asked what you'd seen, and once in on the mysterious figure standing at the mouth of the mine, instantly knew that he was only 30 feet away from his disappearing wrestling manager of 10 plus years, Elmin Munro. And that's where we are now. You see the man in the pinstripe suit lift up his arm to receive a leather suitcase stuffed full of money. There's clearly some kind of, chat going back and forth between the Elmin Munro and the Jackals, the 4 Jackals that are stood at the front of this mine. And as they converse, they turn into the mouth of the mines, board a 10-person mining cart on tracks, release the brake, and wheel in out of sight. You're all hunkered down in these bushes at the mouth of the mine. What do you do?
So, who's that, Titus?
That is my manager. And the last time I saw him, which is ironic, we saw him getting that briefcase, all of us, Ollie.
Yep, you all saw it.
Yeah, the last time I saw him, we were both getting arrested for match fixing, which I had no idea about.
Insight check.
I'm going to have some words with...
Roll an insight check.
22.
Titus, I'm going to ask you at this point, with a 22 insight, is what you're saying the truth?
It is 100% true. I had no idea, and I would not do that to ruin my reputation, especially when I'm trying to prove myself. Let's not forget to Zalu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what's he doing here, Titus? Why would he be out here?
Well, the only thing I think of is he's involved in these fighting pits, and maybe even potentially throwing more fights here. Basically, I want to go and have a word with him.
Absolutely. I mean, do you think he might blow our cover in some way? What do we reckon?
100%. I think he might recognise these 7 foot tall.
Well, he himself is not very conspicuous, is he? I mean, that's a dress sense that we've never seen before. So
it's a look, that, without question.
It's a strong look. Okay. Do you want to go have a word with him? Maybe me and Aark should hang back.
Yeah, I don't know whether this is a good idea, like we did with the sneaking into the base, whether I should go and make friends with 2 more chumps like Gary and Steve, or whatever they were bloody called.
Janspen.
Janspen Maple.
That's the one.
That's it. R.I.P. those 2. They were still definitely in the facility when it blew up.
Oh, God, yeah, they were. Oh.
But they'll always have that selfie, won't they? So.
Do you think we should stick to the plan? And if we're trying to get people out of the mines, could Bird Zakaiya try and convince Elmin to come out?
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. Yeah, absolutely. Just need to tell me what it is I need to say, I guess, and I can go and sort of whisper in his ear. Also, lads, what are we thinking with regards to the whole animal thing? Because I've never done this before, and I'm a little bit worried that it might go tits up, and I might end up with like the head of a goose and the arse of a bandicoot or something, and maybe like giraffe legs. So just because I'm not sure, I was thinking I'll start small, yeah? So maybe we'll transform into something really little, like a mouse or a rat. But then I was also thinking, oh man, what if people are scared of rats? Then they might, be like, get off, and I won't be able to get near someone. What do you think is the best like animal? I was thinking maybe a cat, or like they're pretty friendly. Everyone likes cats, right?
Aark shrieks back in horror as you say the word cat, as we know that the cat is the bird's
enemy,
favoured enemy.
I'll put that on my character sheet.
Sausage dog?
A dachshund. That's a good shout, actually. Yeah. Oh, your little legs. Yeah, I mean, that's a good call.
Maybe a lab just in case we need to make a quick getaway rather than your stomach bouncing along the ground as you try to get out of there.
Absolutely, yeah. Nobody likes to sort of see like a tumbling wiener coming out of a mine. Okay, all right. How about we just I'll go with a bird, because then I have a little bit of speed, but I can obviously get away if something hairy happens. So Ollie, we did discuss this earlier, but if I was to choose a bird, because technically I can't really choose anything with flying or swimming speed until I'm a higher level, but you would allow it if it was like a kind of little bird, right? Like a starling or something.
So for all the rules lawyers at home that know with wild shape that Zakaiya shouldn't be able to turn into any kind of animal at the moment with a flying or swimming speed, for the sake of this performative Dungeons and Dragons stuff, if she wants to be a tiny little bird, she can be a tiny little bird. The problem would come if she wanted to be a giant fucking eagle with lasers for eyes. You know, that's... That's something that we wouldn't allow.
Let's work up to that. That's a goal. You know, that's on my list.
That's level 3, isn't it? You get the laser eyes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go for. Can I go for a blackbird? You know, that way I can sort of classic, stylish, classic. Everything looks good in black. And if I get any, soot on me feathers, it won't even matter. So go on, I will do that. Do you want me to go in there and maybe tell Elmin to get his butt out here so you can speak to him?
That might be a shout. Do you know what would be the best thing to do? Because, people aren't naturally inclined to a bird having a quick chat with them. But what might convince him is if I give you my gold toothpick and you drop that in his hand and he'd be like, oh, yeah, yes. He probably is outside.
Yeah. He'll just think I'm a magpie, like I've just got something shiny and fucked off with it. Okay, all right. Okay, I'll take your toothpick. So first of all, I've got to do my transformation, haven't I? So first time. Wish me luck, boys. Let's not have.
Is there any popcorn nearby, Ollie, that me and?
Yeah.
Titus, from your kilt, you pull out a very small bowl of popcorn, which for some reason is all stuck together, but you pull it out nonetheless.
With bits of twig in it from when he was a tree.
Odd for sweet, even for salty. If I get a nat 20 here, I'm turning this call off. Yes! Get in 3, which means it's sweet.
You pull out a bowl of sweet and sticky popcorn. People at a glance think it's caramel. It's not caramel. So you and Aark sit there with a
nature's caramel, that is.
Aark's like, is there some sugary glazing on that? That looks nice.
Oh no.
I'm going to deglaze the shit out of that popcorn.
So Zakaiya, for the first ever time, you cast Wild Shape.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay.
We see Zakaiya's body shrink. Completely and utterly shrink to the size of a blackbird. And you see black, dark, dusty feathers kind of erupt around her. As if it's like Superman getting changed in a telephone box. That's what it looks like. Spinning in this tornado of feathers. And Zakaiya, you appear as a blackbird.
Wow.
Flapping.
Nice. Nothing's gone wrong or anything. I haven't got I haven't still got my own face or something, have I? How do I look, guys? How do I look? Just sort of hold up my wings to the guys. Like, how do I look?
Can we like retcon it so it's got like dreads and like maybe like a prosthetic wing or something? Can we do that?
If that's how Zakaiya wants to look as a blackbird, absolutely. Zakaiya, how do you look as a blackbird?
Absolutely. No, I'm gonna roll with that. That's wicked, because then there can be a part of that. In every animal will have some kind of like essence of me. So yeah, I'll have dreadlocks, sort of like black dreadlocks that go down the back of the raven, and one of my wings can just sort of be made of like a series of sort of like kind of bony looking sticks that are just kind of crudely fashioned to the stump at the top of the bird's arm or the bird's wing. I still have, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can weave in there. I will still have my eyes as well. I'll still have my eye colour. So I'll retain all those little features, but the bird is still the same. Hopefully from a distance I won't freak anybody out too much.
Very nice.
I'm going to go and perch on Elmin's shoulder and be like, hello, here's a toothpick.
Just for clarification, how did you lose that wing again? Just to remind us.
I flew into a Fiat Punto on a motorway.
Aha!
Aha!
Put it down in your notes, Titus. That's canon now. Yeah, you guys see a biomechanical blackbird in front of you. Mm-hmm. Zakaiya, you have wild shaped. What are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Can I go to Lintu? And just go, excuse, can I borrow one of your feathers?
I wasn't prepared for you to go to Lintu, so 1 second. Let me just kind of remember his voice. It's kind of like a radio. It's like a radio announcer,
posh,
but
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yes, my good fellow. Yes, of course you can borrow a feather. Dink! Pulls out one of his feathers, hands it to you, Aark. What are you planning on using this for?
So I'm going to hold the feather in my talons and cast Enhance Ability. You touch a creature and bestow upon it a magical enchantment. I can choose one of the following effects. The target gains that effect until the spell ends. So I'm going to use Eagle Splendor. So the target has advantage on charisma checks. So to do that, I need just a feather from a bird.
Tuck it in me dreads. Just like, weave it in.
Aark, in a very fond like dad-like way, even though you two have had your troubles going forward over the last few days, you fix up Zakaiya's feathers as if it's like her first day at school. Like when you do the tie and you picture, come on guys, picture. You ruffle her feathers, but in a very unassuming Aark kind of way, not a lot of emotion there, but yeah, that's what you do. So you have a map of the mines in front of you. You've seen Elmin Monroe go in with some of the Jackals. What's the plan?
Okay, do you want me to take the Titus? I was going to call him Toothpick. Do you want me to take the Titus Toothpick? Would you like me to take the toothpick for you, Titus?
Yes. I'll just place it in your beak. I think that's probably the best.
Yep.
Sort of. There you go.
I'm not used to using a beak, so I sort of just like it kind of slips out my mouth like I've had some sort of anaesthetic on one side, and then I'm like, oh, sorry, just get that. Yep, okay, cool. Aark, you know what? It's a lot of work, a beak, isn't it? You think it's going to be as simple as a pair of lips, but it's not.
I wouldn't know. I've got hands as well, so I'm all right. Never had lips either, so.
Never had lips, man. You haven't lived. So I've got the toothpick in my beak. So I will go and thank you so much for the feather, Aark. It looks good. It's tucked in there tight. So I can give my prosthetic wing a flap, and hopefully we can take to the air. I've never flown before. This is a bit weird. So here goes. So do a couple of flaps, sort of just do a bit of a hop and a skip, like when you see birds do that kind of thing when they can't be asked to fly and they sort of just like skim the ground a little bit. And then I eventually just dance my legs about until I get in the air. And I'm going to go into the mines. I sort of hover for a bit and I go, guys, anything else you need from me? Just get Elmin Monroe, get him out here, get him to chat to Titus, yeah?
Should we try and get the villagers out as well?
Yeah.
Do it in one kind of foul foul swoop.
2 birds, 1
Very
stone.
That's a good one, yeah. Wow!
2 birds, 1 Goliath should be the name of this episode.
There we go. That's it.
Done and dusted. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can try and do that. I'm a little bit. Yeah, I'll definitely go and scout, because if there's a lot of people in there, I don't know whether they might be heavily guarded, so I might have to come back and get more backup. But we'll give this a go. I swoop up to the entrance to the mine and enter the mine. What do I see?
Okay. You swoop on into the mine. It's the exact same layout that you saw on the map that Kuda and Madame Mordana gave to you.
Mm-hmm.
You see in front of you, the minecart tracks that descend into the mine. There are 2 minecart tracks that run parallel to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little further down inside the mine, you see one of the 10-person minecarts, which has got its brake on at the top. And the other one that you saw go down with Elmin Monroe in it is nowhere to be seen. You can move down the mine shaft if you'd like.
Yeah, I would. I'd like to keep moving sort of into. I'm looking at the map now, just for reference. The schematic. And there's two different tracks. So yeah, can I follow down where Elmin was heading?
You absolutely can. You swoop down, following the line of the track, going as the crow flies, I should say. And you reach the bottom, and you realise that the minecart track goes further into the ground. So it's not just straight ahead, you're going down, and you swoop up to the other side of the tunnel, and you come out into this massive mining kind of hole room structure. you see 3 massive iron beams that are holding up the roof of this place. And just after the middle beam, which you'll be aware on your map is that middle square that's on the map, the other side of that is a rock wall, probably about 20 feet across. And you can hear chanting and chattering and jeers and the sound of flesh hitting flesh and people cheering and violence going on the other side of that wall. To the left and to the right of you as you face that wall, there are archways. So the sound is coming around and you can hear where all of this stuff is coming from. Before you were to move, if you were to look behind you, you can see little alleyways that go into smaller mining shafts that surround this big room. So yeah, you're here by this wall, right up where these minecart track buffers stop just before this supporting wall and beam.
Right. Can I see anyone around this room?
Nobody is in this half of the room.
Okay.
Everything is happening round the other side of this wall.
Okay. Can I kind of sweep up quite high so that I get a good vantage point and sort of look into the other side of the room, like past the pillar?
You swoop up to the top of the first half of this room, and yeah, there's like little nooks and crannies that you can kind of squeeze through and perch through at the top of this wall, and you look in on the other half of this room where all this noise is coming from. Roll me a perception check.
14.
You look down into this half of the room. You see a professional wrestling ring set up in the middle of this half of the room. You see, what do they call them in American films? Bleachers. So like bleacher seats that raise up with villagers and jackals all sat on them. You see a jackal and a villager in the middle of this ring fighting each other, like knocking the absolute shit out of each other until one of them is left, falls to the floor, being the villager, and is dragged away by more jackals. You see more jackals lining up to fight each other. This is how they wind down after a hard day of repressing this town. And the villagers seem, from what you can see, to have absolutely no choice in the matter. With a 14, you look towards the back right of the room, just beyond the bleachers to the right, and you see Elmin Monroe, and you see him shaking hands with more jackals. The guys he was shaking hands with at the top of the mine entrance looked like kind of, just messenger boys, but these guys that you've seen look to be more or less nearing Magnus Brink's level, some right-hand men.
Yeah, these are the kingpins, aren't they? These are the real deal.
That's it. And you see them all
Right.
conversing. Again, Elmin Monroe shaking their hands with a huge suitcase stuffed full of money.
I need to follow that man, but I can't get too close. It needs to be like a classic LA Noire escort mission. If I get too close, or not an escort mission, what's the word? Like a follow mission. If I get too close and he sees me, it could be game over. I mean, I know I'm only a bird, only but a humble bird with dreads and and a prosthetic wing, but I still probably stand out like a sore thumb. So I'm just going to keep up as high as I can and kind of gracefully glide over to where he is. I'm going to try and get him on his own when the other jackals have gone.
You swoop down again over the chaos that is beneath you. All these, villagers who look like they just don't want to be there. The jackals cheering and fighting each other around this ring and in the ring. You see Elmin Monroe talking to these, higher up jackals, and you manage to perch yourself. Maybe, I want to say, this room, just for instance, it's 60 feet tall. So you've gone really like 100 feet down and along into this mine. So it's a big cavern. And you manage to perch yourself on a rock right above where Elmin is talking to these jackals.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I will perch. Can I eavesdrop?
Can you eavesdrop? Roll me a perception check.
I've got to be honest, that was a nat one.
Oh.
Birds don't have ears.
You as a bird in this instance don't have any ears. You don't hear what they're talking about. You can see that Elmin is very, jovial, and he's got this big personality, and everything that he wears is so over the top, and he's just kind of waving this leather suitcase of money about. And he's shaking the guard's hands. And what you saw as you swooped in, you see that he stood next to a very well-made wooden door, and he shakes the hands of the jackals, and he turns towards this door at the back of the mine and starts walking towards it.
Is anybody following him?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to wait until he opens that door, and then I'm going to swoop inside and basically hope he's alone in there.
Okay. Elmin Monroe opens this door. As you get kind of closer to him, you start hearing him kind of thanking the jackals, and he opens the door and walks through. You're swooping through?
Mm-hmm. I'm swooping right through.
Okay. To swoop through this door, give me an athletics check.
My rolls have been shit so far, so somebody could have done with cooking their dice. It's the pressure of a solo mission, boys. 7.
7. The door closes just before you can get to it. And he's on the other side of that door.
Is there any any cracks in the door? Any way I can sort of is there anyone else around actually, like near me? Or is this door kind of isolated away from the bleachers?
It's isolated away from the bleachers, but the jackals that he just shook the hands of are very close by.
Oh my God. Is there a lock on this door? Is there like a handle?
There's a handle on it, yeah.
Can I attempt to use my beak to kind of get the lock open?
You absolutely can. I will remind you that your strength score is -4.
It's getting lower by the day, isn't it? Okay. The thing is, if I just go, I mean, I don't think Elmin Monroe is going to really react to that. I mean, that could be anybody, couldn't it? Can I literally just go, Elmin? Just like Kakara's name? No, that's a bit tricky. See, I've got -4. I'm going to have a go at the beak thing. Fuck it. I've got no other option. I'm going to have a go at the beak thing. So
Okay.
Try and pick the lock. Yeah? So I need to do it. It's strength check.
Well, if you're gonna, so you're not picking a lock because it's not locked. So essentially, it's just lifting the handle of this
bit,
door.
yeah.
The latch is essentially.
Exactly.
So yeah, roll me a strength check.
So I got 14, so that would be a 10.
10 does it.
Oh! Yes.
Just does it.
Yes.
Does it. You swoop up under this latch and you are flapping so hard just to try and like a hummingbird drinking nectar and hovering, you push this latch up with all your might.
Can I just sort of gently push against it to squeeze in? Doesn't have to open a huge amount, but just so I can slip in.
You get through.
Okay, I'm through. What can I see?
You see Elmin Monroe walking down this rocky mine shaft towards another door at the end of the room.
Okay, is there anybody else in this room?
No one.
Now's my chance. I'm going to swoop for him and I'm going to land on his shoulder.
You land on his shoulder.
And I'm going to peck at his ear a little bit to get his attention in case he didn't feel me. What does he do? Does he react?
Okay, he's insightful enough to turn around and he goes, ah! And starts like slapping at his neck. Going, God damn, what's going on? God damn! Starts flapping at his neck. And yeah, he sees you and he's like, ah! And kind of cowers a little bit.
I'm going to say, don't make a sound. The Thunder Bastard is here. What does he say?
He says, what in the Sam hell's going on here?
Shh, do not make a sound. If you make any sudden movements, I'll peck out your eyes. The Thunder Bastard is here. Do you understand?
God damn. and he runs for the other door, like runs for it.
No, wait. I'm with him. He's part of my party. I want to take you to him.
He's still running. He's still running straight towards this door. You can roll me an insight check if you want.
Yeah, bloody will. A nat 20!
Yes!
Finally! Did a lot of cooking there. More cooking than I've ever done in my life.
Insight check, nat 20. Even in bird form, Zakaiya, with your keen senses as a druid, and your insight of this guy who has just heard somebody's name that you think he'd be super happy to hear, you know with a nat 20 that he's running from Titus. He wants to get as far away from that name that you've spoken as possible. You see a kind of sweat immediately starts to bead across his forehead as he's running. You get the feeling that the mention of the Thunder Bastard, Titus's name, he wants to be as far away from that as possible.
Okay. Can he still hear me? Can I still communicate with him?
You absolutely can, yeah, if you want to say something to him. He's running.
He doesn't want to hurt you.
Still running.
Oh my god, fuck.
He gets to the door. He opens the door.
He just wants to talk.
He's through the door, and it closes.
Ah, damn it.
You hear the sound of, you know when people run through doors in films and then they like pull a bookshelf down to like block it so nobody can get through that door? That's what happens. You hear like boulders and rubble and stuff and like maybe even a filing cabinet or something like pulled in front of that door. And he is legging it. He's gone.
Well, I guess it's a job for the beak. Can you imagine? Just like the filing cabinet moves and there's just like a tiny bird like nah. Anyway.
Here's Zakaiya.
Here's Flappy. Anyway, yeah, probably not much I can do here. Okay, all right. Well, that's a pain in the ass. Maybe I should go back and report to Titus, because the thing is, if he now knows Titus is here, he's probably making plans to get away. So before I sort out all the villager stuff, I mean, let's go back to the main hall, the bleachers. What's going on there, Ollie? Are they still fighting? No sign of movement? Anyone's not leaving or anything?
Nobody's leaving. It's exactly the same situation that you first swooped in on. You see Jackals fighting Jackals, Jackals pushing villagers around. You see scared villagers sat in these bleachers being made to watch as these people fight each other and pick on each other.
Okay. I'm going to fly back to Titus and give him the news, and then we will tackle the villagers, because I feel like we might have a change of plan now. So, straight back to the boys. I can get that way without trouble, I imagine. Yep.
Yep, you make it all the way back to Aark and Titus. Easy.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go flapping out. Love how I'm acting all this out in real life. That my neighbours are like, what the fuck? So come straight out of the mines, swoop right down to Aark and Titus, and I say immediately, because the toothpick is still obviously like hanging out of my mouth, which I imagine that probably scared Elmin even more, to be honest. Just like, a bird has a toothpick. Doesn't even have any teeth. I'm going to fly to Titus and I'm going to say, I found him. I found Elmin Monroe. He's terrified and he's running and he wants to get as far away from you as possible. I don't know what history you guys have, but he is probably making plans to escape right now.
Son of a bitch.
Titus, roll me an insight check when Zakaiya says that to you.
16.
16. Okay, with a 16, the disappearance of your manager, the fact that he has just heard your name and legged it, you get the feeling that you've been set up. As far as you're aware, he should still be arrested, should be, in a cell somewhere. But you've seen him in this tiny town, and yeah, you get the feeling that something is properly amiss here.
So you're telling me I was a part of... I mean, this is only going to be relevant to wrestling fans who enjoy this podcast. I was a part of the Uji screw job. Is that what you're telling me?
We're going to call it that now. It's canon. You were part of the Uji screw job. That is now canon, yes.
Bitch. Right, well, I obviously want to go after him, but I also am very much aware that we've got bigger fish to fry as of right now, and from that harrowing tale, I'm also, I don't know what you think about all this, Aark, but I'm also concerned that a bird coming in and whispering in the villagers' ears, A, may not convince them, and B, may be noticed by the people who are shoving them round. What do you reckon?
I can report that we can get quite far in without there being any guards, but the problem is if there suddenly are guards coming that way, we're going to be screwed because there's hardly anywhere to hide. My other concern as well is there any other exits? Like, can Elmin Monroe get out of here any other way? Because if we blow the Mines Kingdom he's going down with it. And part of me's thinking, I mean, I'm sure, Titus, you guys have had your differences, but I'm pretty sure you'd want him alive, right? To find out what that's all about.
Yeah, I'd like to know how far this goes. But
how deep the conspiracy goes, man. Just a note for all of you, from looking at the map of the mines and Zakaiya having seen where Elmin Monroe has gone, you know that passageway that Elmin went down is an exit of the cave.
I wish I'd pecked out his eyes. Okay. Right. Well, if that's the case, well, then in that case, then I can relay, can't I, to the boys? I can say, look, that was where he was going based on Kuda's map. So I think he might be getting away already. But, you know, what we've learnt from this is that he's alive and he definitely does not want to come face to face with Titus.
Like, in theory, if I wanted to suggest that I take it up the rear and try and get Elmin that way, there's a lot of, we're going to have do some therapy for this in a bit, Titus, because of the arse stuff we've been doing for the last few episodes. But if can I cut him off there and potentially come round the back whilst the other guys go, try and work out a way, or would he be long gone by the time I get there, you reckon?
If you were to do that, you would have to traverse incredibly hilly terrain to get over, because the mine goes into a hill. So, and it's not just your average like walk to the top of a hill. It's not a Jack and Jill hill. It's a mountainous, rocky kind of terrain. So by the time you would get there with all of your movement speed, long gone.
But there's two of us who could fly there.
We could fly.
There's two of us who can get him if you want. The only thing is, we do have villagers to save.
Yeah, I think splitting up the party and going after that is as much as I'd love to do that. That's not the main priority, and that's not why we're here right now.
This is a proper big moral choice, guys. Like, Ollie, you've created something where we're genuinely like, do we let Elmin get away, or do we save the people? Oh, okay, all right. I'm going to head back in and see if I can. I'll do a trial chat with the villager and just see if that works. Maybe we can learn something. Unless you guys want to follow up the rear. Hey.
So, actually, so when we're looking at the bombs we've got, have we got 2 bombs? Have we got two bags of bombs in it? What have we got? Have we got one big bomb? What have we got? What have we got? What have we got for bombs?
We got bags of bombs? Bags of bombs.
What big bomb we got? Bag of bombs, £5. £5 bag of bombs. You've got 3 bombs, all with one remote detonator. So not one remote detonator each. You have 3 bombs and 1 detonator that activates all of them at the same time.
Based on the schematics and from what I've seen from being in there, I would suggest we place a mine on each of the pillars, because there's 3 pillars that are holding the entire place up. So if they blow, everything comes down. So that could be a good way to collapse the shaft. But it's just making sure that the people in the fight pits, we've managed to get them out. How the hell? Ollie, how many villagers did I see? I don't know if that's
60.
60. Okay. I thought you said 6 at first. I was a bit like, 6? Fuck them. Let's go after Elmin Monroe. Okay, 60. Let me go in. Let me see, because we're not going to lose anything by me flapping in again. I can get in there really quickly. Let me just try and speak to a villager and say, you need to get out of the mines now, pass it on.
What about if we try and send them through that exit? I know Elmin tried to knock shit over.
Yeah.
Rather than walking back out the entrance.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the guards will notice that there's 60 people missing. Like, that's quite a lot of people. But at the same time, if they're sort of blind, drunk, and fighting, they might not. So, I mean,
There's 2 guards at the front, isn't there, as well?
They've gone. So the
Okay.
guards that were at the front
They
of the
went
mines,
in,
they've walked
yeah.
in. They've gone down in the minecart. While you're all talking about this, everybody roll me an insight check. Aark.
Dirty 20.
Zakaiya.
I got 12.
Titus.
New dice. They're testing me. 7.
Ooh. Do they need
Not
to
in
go to dice jail?
Not in the dice jail just yet.
Oh, no, not yet.
Aark, with a modded 20, you take a moment to think about the situation as a whole and the villagers that you're saving and who was the leader of this town and who asked you to take on this mission for them. And you get the feeling that maybe mentioning Madame Morgana's name might sway some of the villagers to believe whatever kind of animal is talking to them.
That's a good shout.
Ooh.
Yeah, because she had a lot of weight, didn't she? And she was very much like a conspirator on the inside. So, okay. Cool. Have I still got my little persuade feather?
You do. You've got it for an hour, technically.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, let's get cracking then. So shall I can get back in the mines, Ollie, yeah?
Absolutely. You swoop straight back down those mines and back up to the top of that supporting wall where the perch is. You look down, you see the bleachers, you see the ring, you see the fighting.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Gonna go and land on the shoulder of a villager.
Okay.
Gently, not claws.
You land on a shoulder of the villager who's kind of sat at the top of the bleachers as you're looking at the map to the left. They're not on their own. They've got a few people around them, but they're the villagers who are trying to keep out of the fighting. And yeah, you land on this villager's shoulder.
Yep, and I'm just going to whisper really, really, sort of delicately, I'm a friend of Madame Morgana's. Don't be alarmed. I'm here to help.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh, my persuasion feather with advantage. So 12's our best bet, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Darn.
This villager's going to roll an insight check. They get a 14. So they're startled by this bird that's just landed on their shoulder and heard you speak out aloud. But they hear everything that you say and they go, say that again.
I'm a friend of Madame Morgana. Don't be alarmed, I'm here to help. You can understand me, right?
And you see the villager kind of sits upright, kind of looks around a little bit. There's chaos going all around, like there's villagers being pulled off the bleachers and into the ring to get beaten the absolute shit out of. And she just kind of goes, okay, sure, okay, what do you want?
What I want is to get as many of you out of here as possible. How many people are around here right now? I counted about 60.
Yeah, it's about 60 of us, but I mean, there's a few people in the ring getting beat up. I mean, there's a few kids around, and how are we going to get out?
Where do they take the wounded after they've been beaten?
I mean, they just kind of chuck them behind the bleachers in the smaller kind of mining caves. I mean, you're a bird. I don't know if you know the layout of this place very well, but it's just behind the bleachers, really.
So how many, can I look around, Ollie? How many people are actually conscious and in the stands? In the
Conscious
bleachers?
people in the stands. There's about 20 people, 20 villagers who are conscious in the stands, and another 40 of them are kind of just, around the bleachers, beaten and bloodied, and kind of just trying to make sure that they're not picnics for the ring.
How can we get a message to every single one of you to kind of work together? I'm thinking, is there a way you can pass on a message? We're trying to get all of you, me and my friends, we're part of Madame Morgana's crew. We're trying to get you out of the back exit of this mine. How difficult do you think it would be if we pass this message on to as many of you as possible to get out? We might need to drag some of the wounded, I guess. Is that something you could do without being spotted?
The back exit of the mine.
There's an exit. There's a pathway. I've just seen it. A really rotund guy just ran down it screaming something about a Goliath. Takes all sorts, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I know about the rear exit of the mine, but that rear exit goes down into the water wells, but beneath the surface. You can't get out of that for miles. It's the only feasible way to get out is to go back in the way we came, I guess. You said this is Madame Morgana? Madame Morgana's helping us?
Yeah, she is. We're trying. We've got a plan. We want to blow up the mine and take the Jackals with it. That means no more slave labour for you guys, and it means we can probably kill them all while they're all drunk and fighting and what have you. But we're going to need you guys to cooperate so we can get you out. So, how many Jackals are here, Ollie?
You see 30 Jackals.
Right. How are you guys in combat?
I mean, we can all swing pickaxes, but that's just at rocks and mines. None of us really fight ever. We're a peaceful town. We just want to be peaceful again.
Yeah. See, even though you guys outnumber them 2-1, but I don't know if we would be able to, unless we literally staged an uprising and everybody worked together at the same time.
I mean, most of the people here who are left conscious are women and children. I don't think it's I don't want to get all of them involved. I mean, I could start talking to everybody here on the bleachers and pass it on, but the only way out is back out the way we came. I mean, is there maybe, I don't know, I've never done an escape plan before. Is there maybe some kind of distraction that somebody could cause for us to get out?
Yeah. I think a distraction is the best way forward. Okay, spread the word. Let as many people know that we're waiting for a distraction. When the guards' backs are turned, and when you hear "Kaka!" you must leg it out the front of the mines. Okay, that's the signal. Sorry, I've not had to hear signals before. Can you repeat what the signal is that we need to listen to? Kaka!
Okay, I've got that now. Okay, so when I hear Kaka, that's when we'll make our move.
Yeah. Okay. Until then, everybody pass the word on to as many people as you can. I'm going to go get my guys, and we'll see what we can do about causing a distraction big enough to get you guys out of here without us having to fight off all the Jackals.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And she ruffles your little feathers and go, "Be safe, little birdie who talks to me. Am I going crazy?" And turns back to her friends. You see that she starts whispering to all the villagers who are next to her. Yeah. And they start to shuffle down the bleachers a little bit and tell everybody. And you kind of get the feeling that that this villager isn't being believed at first, but she uses Madame Morgana's name, and people go wide-eyed and go, okay, and then they start messaging each other along.
I'm sort of laughing at the idea that there might be like slight Chinese whispers. So it starts as like Madame Morgana wants to get an escape plan, and then someone at the end is like, Padam Pordana has a grape ban. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to the lads. Right.
You swoop back to the lads. You're there with them now.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I've passed on the word to some of the villagers. There's about 20 of them in the stands that are well and able to move. The others, those who've been beaten in the fighting rings, are kind of slouched behind the back of the bleachers. They're out of sight, but we'd need to drag their bodies out of there. I don't think they're able to walk, some of them. There's about 30 Jackals, so technically the villagers outnumber them 2-1, but they can't really fight. So I guess our best bet is to cause a distraction. Also, I found out the back way goes to some waterway thing that you can't get out of. So I'm guessing Elman Monroe's there, so at least he's a sitting duck. We can definitely catch up to him later, because he can't get out of there, apparently. But neither can they. We need to get them out the front.
I've had a bit of an idea, Aark. You may not like this.
Oh, no, we haven't got any ideas, though, so hit it.
So we need to cause a distraction.
Yeah.
But my thought process is, that's all well and good, but once we've got everyone out, how do we get out without them following us, basically?
Yeah.
And Aark, am I right in thinking you're probably the quickest if you're flying?
Yeah.
We've just gotten back from the dead.
I realise what I'm doing here. But my thought process, and feel free to say no about this, guys, right? But my thought process is, there's two people fighting in the ring always. There's a jackal and a villager, right? And jackal always wins. So my thought process is, I come down, do all the, pomp and ceremony, challenge the jackal, right? I reckon I can probably beat up a single jackal.
Yeah.
And then I say, who wants to take me on next? And Aark volunteers, and we do a staged fight, a worked fight, so no one's taking any damage, right? But we can brawl everywhere we want to draw their attention to the back of the hall or away from the bleachers or whatever it may be, right? Or crash into the bleachers so the villagers have to move away from there. And who cares about them when these two knobheads are fighting, sort of thing. And then you win. I sort of, bloody hell, stagger off. And then once I'm out of sight, bloody leg it. And then you could fly out. I don't know. That's just my first thought. What are you let me know your thoughts.
I'm actually quite into that idea because, we all know that like a good wrestling show is a great distraction and people are going to be entertained enough to be watching.
And Aark, this isn't your first match, let's not forget. This would be your second.
Yep.
So, well, it's first of this lifetime, at least.
Yeah, and your hip's better now. What luck.
So I like it. The only thing that I would potentially change is we need to plant these bombs. So, because I can fly, I can plant these bombs right at the top of each of these pillars.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
But I think if you challenge a jackal, I can 100%, I say sneak, fly to the top of that cavern, put a bomb on each of the pillars, and then we're ready to go.
Yeah, but I like the idea of doing it in that order. So if Aark is there, because it's 60 feet high, like 60 foot high, the ceiling, so you can quite easily plant those bombs whilst Titus is kicking 7 shades of crap out of a jackal. And then you can almost fly down and do a big entrance and be like, I'll be your next challenger. And then that becomes the thing while we're trying to get people out. And then I guess when it's time to actually remote detonate them, we just need to make sure that we're faster than they are and get it out that way.
Zakaiya, without rolling a history check, you know that when you've swooped into the bottom of these mines, the minecart that originally took Elman Monroe down is at the bottom.
So we could get back up quick enough as long as we were quick. It'd be a bit like Planeswalker.
If we
when
jumped
we had to
in
get
it,
the
we
lift.
could do the old Indiana Jones.
Yeah. I think it's a bit like Planeswalker when we were like frantically pressing the lift button.
So yeah, it's Titus fights jackals, I plant bombs. If all the jackals are in the centre, I'm going to pop down a fog cloud so they can't see, and Titus is going to peg it for the...
Oh, yeah.
Everyone just runs for the exit.
Amazing.
Maybe you could fire down like a entangled or something. Is it entangled?
Yeah,
spell?
I've got entangle as a spell. Yeah.
Just like fire it down so people are like behind everyone, so hopefully they can, get slowed down and we can get everyone out as quickly as we can.
Yep.
Everyone runs out. We say something cool. Titus says something cool.
Guys, we're home aloneing this shit. We're actually doing it.
Yes.
We're doing it.
Yeah. This sounds like a plan.
Yep. I've got more faith in this than Release the Shark, put it that way.
And we all know how that turned out. Okay. Yeah. So, you formulated your plan.
Can I look at Zakaiya and just go, who's going to kakar?
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like I should kakar because I don't get to kakar very often. You can you're always in with the kakars, whereas it's my first rodeo for a kakar. Go on.
Okay. I'll let you caca. Again, just remember, as a bird, you can't cast spells.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to, if things go very bad, you're going to have to drop and, fire off some spells.
That's a really good point, actually, this entangle idea that we've got going on. Obviously, how quickly can I sort of change from a bird into a person back to a bird pretty quickly?
Yes, you can. It's to come out of wild shape, it's a bonus action. To go back into wild shape, it's an action.
Gotcha.
So if you were, if you wanted to come out and be Zakaiya again, just a bonus action. You transform back into Zakaiya. Simple.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I can find a hiding place, transform back, get that spell primed. Cool. Okay, so Titus fights, Aark plants the bombs, I keep an eye on the villagers, get them out. And then entangle. Gotcha.
Are you sure? Because there's a bit where a fog cloud. There's a bit where a fog cloud.
That's the foggy cloud for me. You're going to do the fog cloud.
Okay.
You just see this going really badly.
Let's go with this then.
I think what you guys need to do is set up a separate WhatsApp group to the ones that we've got going on just to chat about this kind of thing in between episodes. Just a thought. Right, you formulated the plan. Titus, you're the fucking leader of this shit. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, there's no need to try and stealth our way in, I suppose. Certainly for me, because I'm causing so I might as well walk down on my own, I reckon. And then hopefully, when someone starts, the people want to get down there. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
I'm going to be about 100 foot behind Titus, and I want to stealth.
Great, Titus. You walshing down there and going for it.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the full Vince McMahon walk.
Nice.
The Conor McGregor ring walk sort of thing. Yeah, no point. We all know where this is going. So.
Okay. Titus, you're making your way down this mine shaft. You pretty much get to the bottom of it behind this wall. Aark, roll me a stealth check.
Right, that is a 13.
13, absolutely fine. You make it. You're staying 100 feet behind Titus, but you can make it down to the bottom of the shaft, no problem. Zakaiya, are you following Aark?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to where my perch was and just kind of pop up the top so I can get a bit of a view and see where the villagers are at. Because I'm aware that I said to the villager that I would caca when the distraction is about to happen. So I'm a little bit like, aha, is there going to be another? Should I caca when Titus is about to come down? I think let's wait till Titus gets in the ring and then I might just do a little caca and see if the villagers are like, oh, that's the distraction. Unless I can sweep back down to that one villager, Ollie, and just be like, right, this is what's going to happen in just a moment. Yeah? Okay. Land on the villager's shoulder, same villager. Yeah. And I'll just say, okay, hey, it's me again, Madame Morgana's bird friend.
Hello.
You scared me.
I mean, you are a talking bird. I am scared.
No, I mean, you scared me.
Oh,
with your gasp.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare anyone. This is a very scary, tense moment for all of us. We just want to survive. Can we get out of here alive, please?
We have a plan, and it's an absolute banger. So, in a moment, a hulking great Goliath is going to come down here, and he is going to jump in that ring. As soon as he starts showing off, flexing, fighting, you and the other villagers need to start maneuvering slowly towards the exit and get out. And that includes the wounded. Just get everybody out as slow as you can. And then, no more caca. Just when the hulking great Goliath's here, okay? He'll probably do a backflip. That's your signal.
Okay, no problem. I have an idea. Sorry, I know you're the one with the ideas, but if we, from the back of the bleachers, if I tried to get everybody into the smaller mining shafts, there are little alleyways and passageways that lead out to the front.
Now you're talking, yeah.
If I told everybody to go that way, would that be okay?
Yes. And I'm you didn't mention that at all in the other conversation that we've had. I mean, I feel like we're on first name basis now, and that never came into the mix. So, yes, let's get them all down the little tunnels. Okay.
I hate smart asses. That's
honest to God, yeah. Clearly.
You come with this perfect plan, and they're fucking around with air, blow it up.
Did you hear her as well? Did you hear her when I first landed on her and she was like, I mean, you're a bird. I don't think you really know the layout of this place. Honestly, some people can't help, can you?
In the words of Lloyd Grossman, Titus, it's over to you.
Basically, I want to try and time this. I'm a man who loves a bit of showmanship. Can I peek round the corner and see what's going on in the ring?
You peek round the corner and you see one of the jackals absolutely pounding this villager in the face, who falls to the floor, collapses, and everybody cheers.
Okay. Right, this is the moment. I'll nod to the... Are they behind me, these two? Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Nod to them.
This is your moment, buddy.
And I think I'll just shout, "Hey! Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Straps down, rage, slap yourself in the face."
You rage. Ding, ding. It's about to go down. You see all the jackals and all the villagers turn towards where you're coming from behind this wall. And the main big beefy jackal in the ring kind of looks over and goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
"I am Titus, Thunder Bastard Kalagami." He hasn't got an announcer. Normally the announcer would do this job, but he's doing it for himself. Kalagami!
You say this at the top of your lungs.
"And who in the blue hell are you?"
The jackals look around at each other, kind of really confused, and look back towards you and go, "Look, mate, what the fuck do you want? We're having fun here fighting."
"Oh, I'm glad you're having fun, because I came here for a fight, and all I see around me are little bitches like that guy in the ring."
You hear hisses and boos and cheers and yays come from the bleachers. You see some of the villagers in the bleachers have completely forgot what this little bird told them and are just going, "Yes! Yes!" Everybody's cheering, Titus. Are you walking towards the ring?
Yeah, I think and also whilst I'm doing it, I don't know if I'm heel or babyface to the jackals, but I'm making sure I'm having eye-to-eye interactions with all of them, so all their eyes hopefully remain on me. So if they maybe I try and look a few of them up and down and flex at them or whatever, just to make sure, whatever their opinion, they are focused on me rather than anything else that may well be going on at this time.
Okay. Titus, roll me a performance check.
Okay, I'll do 13.
13. Yeah,
Nice.
you've got everybody's attention in the room. There's nothing else going on apart from hitting villagers in the face. So you're walking towards the ring. Everybody has eyes on you. Are you getting into the ring?
I'd like to do the Brock Lesnar jump up onto the apron from the floor, please.
No need to roll an athletics check. All these villagers and some of the jackals as well start cheering and go, "Yes! Who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. Who the fuck? Where did he come from? I don't know, but I want to see him fight that guy in the ring. I want to see him fight." Everybody has their eyes on you now, Titus.
So, because I'm tall, obviously, you have to step over the top rope if you're above 7 foot. Step over the top rope, look at the guy, and then turn away and get up. It's got a wrestling ring, isn't it? It's got a turnbuckle. Get up on the turnbuckle and just point to every single one of the people in the arena, and then finally directly point at the dickhead in the ring with me and do the old throat-slitting gesture.
Okay. Roll me another performance check with advantage.
Good job. I had advantage. 10 was the best one I got there.
10. Okay. Your theatrics still work. Nobody takes their eyes off of you. For a second, they could have been like, "Oh, okay, who's this guy?" Whatever. But yeah, everybody is fully fixated on what you are doing. What are you doing now?
Can I go walk up? So the bloke's just stood in the middle of the ring, yeah?
Yep.
Can I just walk? How tall is this guy?
He's like 6'4". He is
Okay.
Small compared to you. You are looking down.
Yeah, I want
on
this
him.
boy to go nose to nipple with me. Yeah, we're getting that shot for the cameras. I'm going to walk up and just almost look over his head and then slowly lower my head and go, huh, like that. And just see what his reaction is.
Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
And here we fucking go, lads.
Here we go.
Here we fucking go.
Titus, what did you get?
Hang on. Yeah, 17.
Aark,
6.
Zakaiya.
19.
Yes.
Okay, so we're in initiative now. We have the crowd, we have Zakaiya, we have Titus, we have Aark, and we have the wrestler. The crowd are first. And when I say crowd, I mean the villagers on the bleachers. And they all start cheering for you, Titus. They know that a distraction is coming, but they're not really sure if this is it.
Oh my god, I said a Goliath.
So they start cheering for you, which means, Titus, on your next attack, you will have advantage because they are currently cheering for you.
Oh, cool.
That's the end of the crowd's go. Zakaiya, it's your go.
Okay, I'm going to swing back down to the villager, swoop back down, land on her shoulder and just go, psst, this is the distraction. Stop enjoying this. Get people together. I know it's good. I can't take my eyes off it either, but you need to get moving.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you did say something about a Goliath. Okay. Right. So I'll start talking to everybody and I'll get them to start moving towards the exit. Is that right?
Yep, absolutely. You want to utilize those tunnels that you said about as well, okay? So they can sort of slip underneath, get to the exit, and all eyes are going to be on this guy, so be as quiet as you can.
Excellent. She starts talking to all the other women and children and some of the men who are more conscious than the others. Not that they're unconscious, but, pulling themselves together. Zakaiya, that was your free action. You still have action and bonus action. I probably feel like you've used all of your movement to get to where you are, so you've got action and bonus action.
So I can't go back and sit on my perch?
Not yet.
Not yet. No, it's cool. I'll just sit like a little parrot on someone's shoulder. No one's going to notice me here. So I'm all good.
Okay. Titus, that is your go. On a 17, you are in the ring. You are staring down this wrestler in the face. We are in wrestling rules again, my friend. So roll to grapple and then roll to do whatever it is that you want to do.
I'm actually not going to start with a grapple if that's allowed.
Ooh.
What I'd like to do, because we're going full on, like, Rock Hogan, WrestleMania, boo, yay, sort of thing. So can I don't know if I'm allowed to do this or how this would even work, ready a dodge? Basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to do the, the Matrix, come on, stop trying to hit me, the hand gesture, rock hand gesture in my head, but to translate for everyone else, just like the, come on. And what I want him to do is to swing me to, like, duck underneath and then, like, atomic elbow on his head.
Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah, you ready the dodge action, which will give him disadvantage on the first grapple and potentially an action for you to use a reaction. So yes, you ready a dodge to counter his attack. It is his go, and he's going to try and grapple you up. He goes to grapple you, completely misses, like launches at you, does not get the grapple on you. Titus, are you doing your action?
Yes, I'd like to hit him with the atomic elbow, which is just basically the point of your elbow right on the top of his head. Hopefully send him a little bit goofy. And then, we all know why we're here, and they're going to play to the crowd a bit, so like, just like, cup the ear and wait for the cheers, or boos, depending on who people are supporting.
Roll to hit with your reaction for an atomic elbow drop.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. There's a 24 hit.
What? Well, if it fucking doesn't, no way.
A 24 definitely hits. He goes to grab at you. You dodge out of the way. You parry him. Atomic elbow to the top of the head. Where on the back? Where are you hitting him?
Yeah, I think right on the crown, basically. Sending proper goofy. Just, boom!
Boom, right on the head. He takes 5 damage, doesn't he? Because that's the damage he takes. So he takes 5 damage. He falls to the floor, prone. So you have knocked him down to the floor with a simple revert kind of move. That's the end of his go. It's now Aark's turn.
I would like to plant a bomb on a pillar, please.
Which one are you going for?
Let's go left.
Okay, you go to the left. The whole room is 60 feet, so you can easily get to where you need to with your movement. And you...
Ooh. Oh, yeah, whole room. So the circumference, or is it 60 foot away from me?
It's from where you are, it's 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, cool. Cool. I'll fly up then.
You fly up, you plant the bomb. You are planting the bomb, right?
Yep.
From your military background, you plant the bomb and you know that you have to activate it. So you do that immediately anyway.
Cool. Good. So can I fly towards the other one just so I can get closer to the other one to plant the next one?
You can. While you fly, because you've got 20 feet of movement, haven't you?
Yeah.
So that will get you 10 feet away from the next pillar. Roll me a stealth check.
That is a 22.
22.
Nice.
Like a ballerina made of wind. It's coming back, guys.
It never left.
It never left. You make it 10 feet away from this pillar. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay. Back to the top of the round. It's the crowd. They have understood Zakaiya's request. And Zakaiya, from where you are, you start to see the villagers shuffle away from the bleachers and make it towards the back kind of mine shafts with the smaller alleyways. Not everybody's there yet. It's only a few people at a time. It's going to take a few rounds of this kind of combat to get everybody around and out up the other side.
Mm-hmm.
They start to move. Zakaiya, it's your go. What are you doing?
Okay. How many of them are sort of they're just kind of slowly moving to the exit? Would I be able to do an insight check to kind of work out at this speed almost how long it's going to take them? How many rounds?
You can do. Roll
Yeah?
me an insight check. Yeah.
Let's try that. 13.
13. You can't be for certain, but you reckon between 3 and 6 rounds in terms of getting everybody out into the mine shafts and then back round to where that minecart is to get everybody out.
I'll go back to my perch. I'll use my movement to get back on my perch, and I'll just kind of hold fast, keeping an eye on where people are moving, making sure all the guards are still distracted.
Titus, it's your go again, my friend. You have a prone beefy jackal boy on the floor in front of you. What are you doing?
I feel like an idiot. I meant bionic elbow instead of atomic elbow, but
I totally bought it.
we're quibbling over details here.
Yeah.
I think to put on a show, what's the next step? You don't want to go, don't want to blow your load that early. You want to taunt him till he gets to his feet, and then you want to offer up, since he's so bloody hard knocking about all these villagers, one hand in the air, another hand in the air. It's time for a test of strength, brother. And I get advantage on strength checks, bitch. So yeah, just the old, they sort of interlock their hands and then like a game of, remember Peanuts when you're at school?
Oh,
Peanuts.
yeah. Yep.
So you're going to have advantage right now to try and pick this guy up by his hair or by his head to get him up off the floor. So yeah, roll with advantage.
16.
16. You pull him up and you have him grappled or in any kind of position that you want, but you have him up.
Okay, yeah, I want the test of strength. I want to offer the hands to him of like, come on, let's see what you got, boy.
Okay. He is dazed from the bionic elbow to the back of the head. He stands up dazed. He sees your hands go up to his face. What are you doing from here?
I'm trying to say, see if you can outpower me, sort of thing. So I wanted him to try and interlock his fingers into mine and try and force me down to a knee if he can.
Okay, so Titus, what you're going to do right now is ready in action.
Yes.
Yes, you're readying and what is the action that you want to do?
I suppose, yeah, it'd be sort of a hand grapple.
Yeah.
If you want to describe that. Yeah.
Fine. You ready that action. It's the wrestler's go now. He's slightly dazed and confused from being hit on the back of the head with an elbow. He
An
is
atomic elbow, no less.
bionic, I think you'll find it is.
I think you're
That's Dusty
fine.
Rhodes.
Let's get that right for the What Culture fans who do listen to
God.
this.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
I'm learning so much.
He is going to try and grapple up with you because he sees your hands. Does a 14 beat your AC, Ads?
It does not.
It does not. Okay. He totally misses the grapple, goes into what you would like to do. You use your reaction. What are you doing?
I think I'm gonna power him down to a knee, and then I don't know if this is too much, but I want to try and get behind him, like drop him down, let go of his hands, and go behind him, and if possible, suplex city, bitch.
Ooh.
Roll
Roll to hit. Roll to hit on that.
Okay. With advantage or no, just normal?
This is an attack, so no advantage on that.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first nat 20 for a Titus.
Yes. What a time.
Suplex City, bitch! I want the suplex if I'm doing it hitting a nat 20. I want one of those ones rather than just... Normally what you do is you effectively hugging someone from behind and falling backwards. So they sort of land on their top half of their back and their shoulders and stuff. But if it's someone really strong or the other guy's really weak or small, they do a release suplex and they flip 360 and then land on their back. Could I possibly do that with a nat 20?
I think so.
I think you throw him into the cave wall. That's what I think you do.
Yes.
Throw him into one of the pillars and try and knock it down.
Save us a bomb.
Titus, are you trying to keep him in the ring or are you trying to get him out the ring? What are you trying to do?
Oh, yeah. Can we suplex him to the outside where some of the other Jackals are?
With a nat 20, you absolutely can. You do this. You swing round him. You suplex him. He flips through the air, over the top rope, and 10-pin bowling bowls into these Jackals that are around one side of the ring. He immediately takes 10 damage, and he is knocked out cold.
Get in.
Nice one. Well done.
I have completely forgotten the mission.
You've got a few more rounds to go, so keep at it.
Yeah.
That was the wrestler's go, and that was just your reaction, but we're back to Aark now. What are you doing?
I would like to plant the second bomb, please.
Okay. You use 10 feet of movement to get to the middle pillar, I imagine.
Yep.
Lovely. You
With a plant and arm it.
Yes, you plant and arm it. You fix this into the wall. You've experienced the setup of weaponry like this many a time, so you do that with ease. You've only used 10 feet of your flying movement, so you still have movement left. You've used an action. You have a bonus action.
I'm going to get to that other pillar then if I can, if it's in range of my flight.
It is absolutely. You get to where you need to be on the other pillar. Can't fix it to the thing yet, but you are there. We're back to the top of the round. It's the crowd's go. The crowd rolled so well. They got a 19. It's amazing. Zakaiya, you see more of them. You see like maybe a quarter of them have made it into the back of these small mine shafts, while these other Jackals are so busy getting 10-pin bowled over by human fucking bowling balls. They are so focused on what Titus is doing. So a quarter of them have moved off of the bleachers and into this smaller mine shaft. You're seeing all the other crowd members kind of who have been told by your villager friend, who is petrified at this point, that this is the plan and this is what's happening. Zakaiya, it's now your go.
Okay. So I can obviously see that Aark has readied the second bomb, because he's up there, isn't he? There's nothing else I can really do. I just need to keep an eye on the situation. Can I just roll a perception check to make sure that no one has been spotted? There's no guards who are kind of like, out of this sort of Titus spell that they're all under. Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
That is 16.
Everybody is preoccupied with the wrestling match. All of the Jackals are around this ring, taunting, shouting, jeering. You don't see anybody around the edge of this mine shaft.
Right, okay. As you were, lads. I will keep my beak to the business. That's not a phrase, but it is now. Beak to the business.
Beak to the business.
Okay.
Titus, it's your go.
Do we know, by any stretch of the imagination, a rival mine shaft to this one or town? Basically, you know the bit in The Simpsons where they're like, hey, screw those guys over in, looks at the back of a guitar, Shelbyville. I've got a bit of a speech and I wasn't sure if I could possibly know any other mine shafts that would be rivals or nearby. Any chance? No?
Not
Those fools over at Mine Shaft B.
Yeah.
I mean, there is, but without knowing the area really well, you wouldn't really know.
Is there a referee in this match, or is it just
No, there's no referee.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. All right, okay, I'll just do the generic. Okay. So he's out. So I'm just me in the ring. Okay. Right, I'll get back up on the turnbuckle and say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, jackals of all ages, I have wrestled in many a mine shaft during this illustrious career of mine, but I've never heard noise like this. Now, who wants to take me on next?
And as you say this, you see someone in the crowd much larger than the first man that you fought towards the back of the crowd. He is 7 foot tall, as wide as you are, and he steps over the ropes and enters the ring. And he goes,
Okay.
I'll fight you, you fucking grey bastard.
Oh.
How tall are you, good sir?
I mean, I don't do maths very well, but I'm this tall.
That tall, eh? I didn't know they stacked shit that high. And one final thing before we get into this. Tell these good people here, what is your name?
My name is
It doesn't matter what your name is!
Titus. Roll me an intimidation check.
23, baby.
Ooh, very good. He's incredibly wary of you. All your trash talking, all your mic'd up chat has given him the shivers. He's not running, he's not fleeing, but he's now very wary of you, and he thinks he has to take you a little bit more seriously than he has been doing. Is that the end of your go, Titus?
I would do an action, but I'm trying to drag this out, basically.
This wrestler who has just entered this ring is now going to try and grapple you. Misses you, is so kind of like overwhelmed by what you've just said and the trash talking that you've gone. He goes to reach for you and misses you. He's so big and lumbering. He's as wide as he is tall, and he just steps to the side.
He's the Great
of
Khali. Just say what it is. He's the Great Khali. If anyone wants to know what he looks like, the Great Khali. Just Google it.
on to
He
Google.
He is the Great Khali. So he misses with his grapple. Can't do anything else. It's back to Aark. What are you doing?
I'm going to plant that final bomb, please.
The final bomb is planted. You still have bonus action and movement.
So as free action, I want to look down at Bird Zakaiya and just give her a thumbs up. And then, so how far am I away from Titus at the moment?
So you're towards the top of this cave, 60 feet tall, so 60 feet.
I am just gonna. So the middle pillar, is that closer to the wrestling ring?
Yes, it is. It's essentially right above the wrestling ring.
Cool. I'm gonna fly to that middle pillar. And that's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
We're sitting pretty up here, aren't we? We're getting a free show. Where's that sticky, slightly weird glazed pant popcorn now?
Back to the top of the round, you see Zakaiya from where you are, and Aark, you see this as well, that half of the crowd are now out the back towards the mine shaft, and the first quarter of the crowd are where the minecart is to get out of this place. You see most of the women and children who have been left around here are by the minecart, which leads out of this place, and you see most of the men are left trying to escape, trying to get out of the back. Zakaiya, that's your go.
Can they operate the minecart themselves? Do they need one of us to do it?
Yeah, I mean, these people have worked in the mines for
what am I even saying? How do they get down
3
it?
months. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, it might have been of some use. Okay, cool. All right. In that case, then I'll do another perception check. Has the situation changed in any way?
Yep.
That's 14.
14. With a 14, and the biggest, burliest one of the Jackals having entered this ring, you start to see some of the guys on the floor who were knocked over by the human 10-pin bowling person that Titus threw out of the ring stand up and start to look around towards the bleachers, and they're going to do a perception check.
Can I counter it with some kind of distraction myself?
This is your go.
Yeah.
So yes, you can try and do something to intervene
Okay.
as a reaction.
I'm going to swoop down at their faces and start clawing at their faces. While I do it, I'm going to go, ready, wait for it. Mine.
Yes!
Mine.
This tiny little robotic blackbird pecks at the faces of these muscular, militarized jackals. And you see that some of these beefier guys who are towards the back have a phobia of birds and are fucking shit scared of you. Yeah, you've successfully got them distracted. As a reaction, though, and what I need you to do now, Zakaiya, is roll me 1d4 plus 1.
Okay. Oh no, hang on, that's not a d4. 3.
So, Zakaiya, because we didn't do this at the start when you wild shaped,
Yep.
that is your current hit points.
Oh dear. Okay, 3. All right.
Bearing in mind that if you get knocked down to 0, you will come out of that as Zakaiya.
Yeah.
You won't die
I won't
unless the damage is massive.
Okay.
So this guy, as a reaction to you attacking him, is going to try and swat you out of the air. Does a 13 hit your armor class? 13.
Yeah, he beats me.
13 hits. He swats you. He's going to roll damage. Now,
Mine.
it's only a little slap. So it's just
Only a little slap.
just a D4. If he gets 3, you turn back to Zakaiya. If he gets 2 or lower, you're fine. Hits you for 2 hit points. Swats away at this little mechanical bird who is in his face. Are you flying away? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm getting the F out of H.
Okay. You squawk in this guy's face. He bats you away. You take quite a hit, leaving you with 1 hit point as this blackbird.
Yep.
And you fly back up.
I'm going to fly out of sight of him at least. So probably
Okay.
like maybe behind the bleacher or something, just to get out of his line of sight.
Zakaiya, that's the end of your go. Titus, we're back to you. We're in the ring. You're up against this brute of a man.
I think we're just going to go bog standard, grapple, and then see where we go from there.
Roll to hit.
21.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. You grapple up with this guy. Tell me what you want to do, and then roll.
I'd like to, grapevine one arm, grapevine the other arm, and then just lean back and headbutt him, please.
We're going for a classic Titus headbutt. Yeah, you're grappled. Roll to hit him.
Pride comes for a fall. 9.
9. Okay.
Ooh.
You swing forward. He dodges his head to the side, and with a reaction, is going to try and bring you down to the floor, as in headbutt over the head, swing round, and try and get you in a crippler crossface. He got a 17.
Yeah.
He brings you down to the ground, has both the back of his hands across on your forehead, and starts pulling on your neck while having one of your arms completely locked up. You take 4 damage, half to 2 because you're raging, so you only take 2 damage in this grapple.
Okay.
That is now the wrestler's go.
Oh god.
He's just trying to do more damage to you with this crippler crossface to get you to tap out. So he has advantage because he's got you in this grapple. Yeah, he got a modded 20. He still has you in this grapple. And he does 8 damage, half to 4. So you take 4 damage from this crippler crossface. And he has got you locked in. Aark, that's your go.
Oh, it's all gone a bit to shit, hasn't it, really?
Well, very, we haven't lost it quite yet, and I reckon at least half of the villagers are going to be out at this point. I think they are, actually. I think Ollie said that before, so we must be going on nearly 3/4 of the way there now, lads.
It's easy for you to say, you're not in the crippler crossface. Yeah.
I mean, I am on 1 hit point.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to help with the distraction, so I want to create a bigger distraction. So I am gonna cast a spell called Spiritual Weapon.
Nice. Tell the listeners what Spiritual Weapon does, please.
I don't think I heard of this one before.
Right, so Spiritual Weapon, you create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration or until you cast the spell again. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it. The weapon can take whatever form you choose. So I want it to look like a massive thunderbolt just hovering over the ring.
Nice.
Very nice. You cast you cast this Spiritual Weapon, and an effigy of a thunderbolt appears in kind of corporeal golden dust.
And I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna keep it there.
Do we mean lightning bolt in all this, by the way, or thunderbolt?
Ah, sorry. Yeah, lightning bolt.
They're sort of used interchangeably, aren't they? They're the same thing.
Yeah.
It is technically a lightning bolt.
Thunderbolt, lightning bolt, yeah.
You knew what he was going for.
Yeah, I got it. I didn't want those. Oh, doesn't he mean this in the comments? We don't need that. I get enough of that in my day job. So.
Thank you
If
very
you're
much.
hearing you doing that and you're a rules lawyer, fuck off. We love you, really, promise. Back to the top of the round. It's the crowd. And as Zakaiya has pointed out very well, you see that 2/4 of the crowd have made it to the minecart round the side.
2/4? Hang on, you mean 3/4?
No, I mean 2/4.
You said half last time.
Yeah, half of them have made it off the bleachers.
Oh, okay.
So
Right,
2/4 of them,
touche.
2/4 of them are now at the minecart, while the other half, or 1/4 of them, are in the mine, the smaller mine,
Yep.
and then the other quarter are still kind of getting off of the bleachers.
Got you. Okay, I understand.
Some of these jackals at the back of this crowd around the wrestling ring are going to roll perception checks.
Oh no.
Yeah, you need some more high-flying stuff. I think this grappling's losing the audience.
A group of 3 of them got an 18 and
Oh no.
look towards the bleachers and see that a lot of the villagers have started to disappear. These jackals break away from the crowd and start heading towards the remaining villagers on those bleachers. They can't make it all the way there yet on their turn, so they're about halfway to getting to these bleachers. Zakaiya, that's now your go.
Okay. Am I safe where I am? Like, to transform back into Zach?
Yeah, you're behind the wall
wasn't I?
of the
Yeah.
middle pillar, so yeah, you can use a bonus action, come out of wild shape.
Okay. I will do that, providing obviously I'm hidden, which I am. How close am I to these guards?
30 feet.
Can I use Entangle to try and slow them down? Will they, if I use Entangle, will they know who's done it though?
If you cast a spell on someone, they have a very high percentage chance to see where it's come from, yes.
Right, okay.
It's not guaranteed. They might be like, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
you never know.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to cast Entangle from my hidden position and hope that they just don't see me. So that will hopefully slow them down. So Entangle, grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square. Someone do a vine.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
Clefairy!
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. For the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain. A creature in the area, when you cast a spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. Once the spell ends, the conjured plants wilt away. So it just because it turns the area into difficult terrain, hopefully they won't have seen where this has come from, fingers crossed. But yep, I will cast it now.
Great. These 3 jackals who are walking towards the bleachers are going to roll strength saving throws. Fail. 1 passed. Okay.
Okay.
So, 2 of these guards are completely entangled and restrained. They cannot move. Another one of the other jackal just kind of dodges out the way and goes, huh? And just starts looking around.
Yeah.
They've not quite pinpointed where you are right now, Zakaiya. They don't quite know where this has come from. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you're doing with your turn?
Nope. I am going to sit pretty.
Titus, it's back to you. You are in the crippler crossface. In order to get out of this, you need to roll an opposed strength check, so roll it up.
Just before double check, you said one of my arms is trapped, yes?
One of your arms is trapped.
Can I use the other arm to just start banging on the mat to get the fans to start clapping with me? Just...
Yep, and make a din as well, which will hopefully draw more of a distraction.
Okay. 21.
Ooh, yes. How do you want to get out of this grapple?
So, yeah, I think, I mean, it's a really bad luck because he's really problematic and death racist, but we have to go old school. We have to go full Hulk Hogan. He just starts shaking and powering up. He's up to one knee, and whatever the chump's called. He's got his hands on. He's looking, and his eyes are popping out of his head. And I'm getting up, close, maybe using the ropes to climb up, burst out, and then he's pointing at him.
Old school 80s Hogan in the house. Great. You use your grapple to get out. To get up and out, Hulk Hogan style. Normally you would grapple up again to try and get out of this, but that is your full turn as you've used it to get up and get out. It's now the wrestlers go again, and he's going to try and grapple you up again. Absolutely misses you. Just is in absolute shock that you have got out of this crippler crossface, that he swore he had you in a death grip. He steps towards you, goes to just like punch you in the ribs, just tries to get some shots in because he can't quite believe it, and misses you.
Can I just let him hit me, but it doesn't affect me? Like, just hits me, and I just shake my head and maybe wag my finger. And he said, no. Oh!
He hits you in the ribs a couple of times. You don't flinch. You wag your finger at him. I'm going to see...
Maybe crotch chop, little crotch, little... Suck it.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Yeah.
I'm going to see how the crowd react to this. Oh, nat 20. They're up in absolute arms.
Yes!
Titus, for the next 2 rounds, you have advantage on everything that you do because everything is so hyped up.
Wow.
This wrestler has failed everything. Aark, it's your go. What are you doing?
Right, how many people have got out so far?
So after your go, at the start of the crowd's go, 3/4 of the crowd will now be at the minecart.
We're doing this, boys. We're doing it.
So there's that guy who got through the entangle.
Yeah,
Yes,
that one
he's
guy.
he's just on his own, just to the right of where the entangle went down, in front of the left bleachers.
If I were to fly down, could I kind of hide behind a bleacher?
Yeah, absolutely. You use your movement to go down behind a bleacher. You can use your action to hide if you want to.
No, I'm gonna. So I want to get just to kind of block the majority of people from seeing me, but I want to be close enough to that guy who got free to hear me.
Okay.
And I want to cast command on him.
Ooh, okay. So you're flying down. You're not being stealthy about it. You just want to get behind a bleacher.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop behind that bleacher. Yeah.
Right. You get behind the bleacher and you cast command.
You speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn. The spell has no effect if the target is undead, or if it doesn't understand your language, or if the command is directly harmful to it.
Okay. What do you say to this jackal who is not entangled, but is absolutely shocked at seeing you and his friends entangled in vines?
I'm going to command him to grovel. So the command of grovel is the target falls prone and then ends its turn.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes, please. 14.
He has a 0 modifier to wisdom. He got a 9.
Yeah.
He collapses to the floor, starts crying, shitting himself, and ends his turn right next to his foes, entangled in these vines.
Ooh, I'm not sure who I feel more sorry for, really, at this point. Ooh.
Aark, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Back up to the crowd. We have 3/4 of the crowd who have made their way over to the minecart, which means that the last quarter are now not on the bleachers and are in the small mine shaft at the back. So there are now no villagers at all on these bleachers whatsoever. Zakaiya, that's your go.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this guy's groveling. We've got 2 guys entangled. I'm still behind the back of the bleachers. All the bombs are set, aren't they? We just need to wait. Can I maybe roll an insight again, Ollie, to see if I can know how many many more turns it's going to take to get everybody safely there?
I mean, without even rolling, you know that by the time it comes round to the crowd's go again, they'll be at the minecart and up and getting out of here.
Great. Okay, and that's all of them, or just like
all of them, all the villagers.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. Right, in that case then, I've obviously already cast Entangle, haven't I?
Yeah.
To make the terrain is already dangerous as it's going to be.
Yeah.
Aark, I mean, I suppose, is Aark next to me? Because he's come behind the bleacher as well. Is he with me?
Well, actually, Zakaiya, you were behind the wall of the middle pillar. So
Right.
Aark is behind the bleachers and you're behind the wall of the middle pillar.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure whether he wants to do his fog thing, so I'm not gonna mess that up. But I'm gonna start stealthing towards the exit, so that I can sort of, basically make sure all the last villagers have come through.
Roll me a stealth check.
God, don't alert everybody to where the villagers are. God, could you imagine? I have got a 10.
10 does it. You are behind a wall, and the only 2 jackals that knew or kind of know where you are entangled and can't do anything about it.
Oh,
so
amazing.
you get over to these villagers who are all like distressed and heavy breathing. Are you saying anything to them? Doing anything when you get there?
Okay, just a little more, guys. Just a little bit faster. Come on, just keep up the pace. You're very nearly there. We're so close. Just try and stay calm.
And some of the villagers start saying, "Thank you so much. This is all because of Madame Mordana, you say?
Yeah, it is.
Where is she?"
We can explain when we get out of here where she is. Right now, she needs you to. There's no time to explain.
Okay, you've saved our lives so far. Just a few more people, and we'll be out of here. Is that the end of your go, Zakaiya?
Oh, it is. You know it is.
Titus, you're back. You're in the ring. Titus, roll me a perception check.
Oh, nat 20.
Hey, the Dice Goblin's coming up dividends for you today.
Nat 20. You see that everybody has left the bleachers, and there are no longer any villagers in the room.
Yeah.
What you're saying is it's time to go to the finish of this match. Okay. Well, if we're gonna, it's a terrible person, as I said, big daft racist. But we can't go this far and not hit a Hogan leg drop. But obviously, the prelude to that is I'd like to set up to block a punch the guy. I'll explain it all. Throw him into the ropes and just stand there Because this is what Hulk Hogan would do. Stand there with my foot up so he'd run into it. And then, once he goes down, into the ropes, big old leg drop on his head.
Okay. I'm going to say you ready that as an action.
Yeah.
This big burly boy steps up to you and he's going to try and grapple you while you try and revert it. Does a 10 hit you, Titus?
It does not.
It does not. He lunges towards you. Titus, your action is activated. Tell us exactly what you do.
So just to back up, we've just had the thing where he's gone to hit me a few times and I've just wagged my finger at him. This time he goes for a proper, leaning back for a take my head off with a punch. Block. Punch. Grab his arm. Send him into the ropes. And then when he comes back, my foot's going to be waiting for his head, basically.
Titus, roll to hit with your foot. If you successfully hit this guy with your foot, the leg drop is all yours.
Did you say I have advantage on this?
You do.
Or is that...
You do.
There's a 25.
Oh, damn.
Does a 25. Yes, a 25 decimates this guy's face with your foot.
Oh, so coily. Please, sir. Does a 25 hit?
Oh, I'd like to hit them with a 25, please, sir.
I almost went full sort of like reality show of like, I'm really sorry, but does a 25?
This wrestler, not even a wrestler, this jackal returns from the ropes. You kip up your foot. He walks into it as if it's a lamppost that he hasn't seen.
Yeah.
Hits the mat. His head smacks on the floor. You jump the fuck up in the air and leg drop this guy in the face.
In the face.
Yeah, he takes 5 damage and he's on the floor. Titus, you doing anything else with your turn? I think we've covered everything that you can do with your turn, but just...
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a taunt, if I'm allowed.
Maybe a taunt. This wrestler is on the
like
floor.
An ear cup.
Yeah, this wrestler's going to try and get up. He's dazed and confused with a 2. He stays on the floor prone.
Oh!
Oh, baby! We go over to Aark. Aark, it's your go.
I am going to start fogging up the place. So I'm going to start like fog pouring from under the ring.
Yeah.
Just to obscure the view of as many people as I can.
Amazing. Before we carry on with that, I just need to roll strength saving throws for the 2 jackals who are entangled. They both fail. Amazingly, they are still entangled.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Aark, carry on.
Yeah, I cast Fog Cloud.
Okay. Can you read Fog Cloud aloud for all of us, please?
You'd create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed disperses it.
You completely envelop the ring and all the jackals around this ring. They don't know what the fuck is going on. Their sight is completely obscured. Titus, for the moment, your vision is also completely obscured. So yes, a fog cloud has been laid down over the ring.
As the fog was coming up, I'd like to think I kind of flew towards Titus, just so I can kind of point him in the right direction to start running.
You fly over the ring. You stay hovered because, as an Aarakocran, you can fly for fucking hours and it's game breaking, but I've let you do it. So we go to the crowd, and Zakaiya, as you are stood by the minecart, you see the last quarter of this crowd, all men, villagers who are bloodied and beaten by these jackals, arrive at the minecart. Pull the lever on the minecart to send the women and children in the minecart up and out, and you start seeing all the men from the village help push this minecart as well as start walking up and out. It's 100 feet long, so you see that they get about 30 feet up, and they are making their way very successfully out of this mine.
Making my way. Diddle-didden-didden.
Making my way out the mines.
Walking fast, I'm rolling. Oh my god, hilarious.
Zakaiya, that's your go.
Okay, So cool. So they're on the way out. So the fog is there. The entangle trap is laid on the floor. So there's not really much else to do now. I guess I should really follow the people, shouldn't I? To try and make sure that they're all okay. But I feel like I should meet up with my party first because we're going to be the ones that need to leg it out of there. So, yeah, I'm going to sort of I'm going to hold the fort at the exit of the mine, and sort of look out for Aark because I know that he'll be flying towards me any minute now.
You hold yourself up by the wall that looks round to the ring where all the commotion is happening, where all the fog cloud is, and where Titus is in this ring.
Yep.
It's now Titus's go. Titus, roll me a perception check.
Don't let me down there.
Oh, I hope this isn't another backflip.
14.
14. You notice. You obviously notice that a fog cloud goes down. Duh.
Undertaker. Oh no, sorry, I've remembered who the plan was.
For a second, you think that the Brothers of Destruction are turning up. No. You look up and you see Aark above the ring.
Little crotch chop at him. Let him know that I know what's going on.
Crotch chop. Towards your dad. Your dad goes, I still don't understand wrestling. Titus, what?
Oh, you sound just like my dad.
Shout out to Mr. Wilbourn. Yeah, Titus, what are you doing with the rest of your turn?
Well, I think it's time to leave. So obviously, sensible option. Can I springboard off the top rope to the outside, please?
Yes, you absolutely can.
There's a thing called if you're wondering, there's a sort of reverse of this is the wrestling move called the phenomenal forearm, where someone jumps up on the top rope and uses the bounciness of the rope. This sounds very childish to leap themselves into the ring. I'm doing the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Maybe not with a flip. Even I draw a line somewhere.
Are you using your action to take a dash, like go double movement, or are you just using your normal movement?
I think it's the best thing to do. Yeah, just get out of here now.
Okay, fine. You use double your movement, your dash action, which means that Titus, you can actually get to the base of the mine shaft before it goes up, where the minecart has left. So you round the corner, you see Zakaiya just behind this wall.
Little crotch chop, say hello.
I repeat the action back just because I think it probably means something in Goliath.
Yeah, Zakaiya isn't amazing with social cues, having lived in a forest most of her life with gnomes. So she thinks this is an acceptable hello to anybody that you meet from going forward.
Yep, I will do. Anyone who looks remotely like a Goliath now is getting a crotch chop.
It's this wrestler's turn. I don't really know where I'm rolling for this guy, but here we go. He's going to do a perception check. Fuck me, Nat 1 has no idea where anybody's gone.
Really thought for a second you were going to say Nat 20 then. He realises everyone's escaped!
He doesn't realise where anybody's gone, and none of the other jackals know what is going on. They're just lost in this fog cloud. Aark, that's your go again.
I'm going to get out of there. So this bomb, is it a timer or is it push the button, blows up?
You know, without a history check and with your military background, that as soon as you press this bomb, ba-boom, a bang.
Okay, so...
For anybody that doesn't understand that was it goes bang. So, yeah.
I'm going to just fly to kind of the base of that mine shaft where everyone is and just kind of land there and goes, everyone all right? Everyone all good to go?
Oh, hell yeah.
We're ready.
Sorry, I'm still a bit pumped up from the match.
Cool. Most importantly, Titus, have you got a pun?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Jackal! More like jackass.
Was that good enough? Are we okay with that? Was that good enough for the...
I don't know, we can workshop something else.
There has to be something with a mine. Like, mind your own business, dickhead. Something.
Well, let's until we get to the top, till we're out, then I'll push the button, then we can hit it. Okay, cool. I've got my spiritual weapon floating just above the ring, which is the form of a lightning bolt. I'm just gonna take a swing at someone with my spiritual weapon.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
This is an absolute Titus moment here. Here we go. There's a 24 hit.
Yes, it does.
Yes!
Yes, it bloody does. What's the radius on spiritual weapon? Is it just 5 feet?
It's 5 foot.
Okay, fine. You're going to hit the wrestler in the middle of the ring. He gets hit with this spiritual weapon out of nowhere in the middle of a fog cloud. He's just being hit over the head in a cloud. How much damage does he take?
It takes 5 damage.
5 damage.
Nice.
He just feels like he's been punched by Titus, but he's like, "Where'd you go? Where the fuck are you? Where'd you go?" He's got no idea what's going on. That's the end of your go, Aark. You guys are essentially out of initiative. Are you running for the exit? You're running up this mine shaft.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
You start running. You see the minecart 3/4 of a way up, so 75 feet up, so only 25 feet of movement to go. Aark, are you flying or are you running? What are you doing?
Flying, obviously.
Flying.
Walking.
Lovely. Titus is running. Zakaiya, are you wild shaping or are you just running as well?
I'll run. I'm fairly speedy. I'll run.
Okay, you run as well. You start to run. The minecart with everybody in it, the women, the children, the broken and beaten men of this village who have been savagely attacked by these jackals. They see you coming behind them as they reach the top of this mine. And they all look behind, like Avengers style, to see you all running out of this cave together as this awesome trio, this party of amazing heroes who have saved their life. And you reach the top of the mine shaft.
Turn to Aark and just go, "Man, that place was the bomb."
Hey! I suppose you could say those jackals got shafted.
That's quite good. That's quite good.
I hit the button.
You
Do it.
hit the button.
Do it.
You hear a boom and a rumble as you start hearing all of this sedentary rock and just the geography of this whole underground mine completely change. The dust flies up. You get a lick of fire that comes out of the end of this mine shaft and you see it completely collapse, and all the dust kind of rocks explode and scatter into the air like a volcano that's pushing ash up into the sky, and the dust settles and you are stood at the top of this mine shaft, which you have successfully exploded and saved every single villager.
Yes.
Go us. We did so well there, lads. That went hairy a couple of times, but we managed to get out of it.
Just to check, no one suffered any minor injuries, did they?
There it is.
Going quantity, not quality this episode.
Just as you say that, Titus, all the villagers are, kind of dusting themselves off and looking towards you all for thanks and praise. And Aark, you spot coming up the road from the village a single merfolk officer in perfect merfolk military attire. And that's where we end our session.
Oh! Damn.
God damn, I can't believe you guys actually pulled that off and put a plan together.
We did. I can't believe we did.
That actually worked.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Even when we had to pivot, because there might have been a moment where someone got suspicious and we were like, crap, quick, think on the fly. We did really well. I'm impressed.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. Guys, save this chat for No Dice, which will be out next week after you've listened to this episode. Yes. But if you've enjoyed listening to this episode of Dice with Death, subscribe to us. We're on all the podcast platforms, and please leave us a 5-star review. We know we've said it before. It really helps out. And tell everybody about us, all of your nerdy friends, please. You can follow us on the social medias at Dice Death Pod. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I tried to set up Bebo. It doesn't work anymore. Although they are meant to be bringing it back. So I am interested in when that gets set up again. Anyway, Jamie, if people really like you and Aark and want to see more about you on the social media, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I am at Jamu1987. And I just want to plug the website as well. So http:// www.dicewithdeathpodcast.com.
Thank you for doing that in such a Brian Butterfield way as well.
Yeah.
double W.
Full stop. Full stop. C-O-M.
C-O-M. Amy, if people really enjoyed you on this podcast, where can they find you on the social medias?
I'm most active on Twitter at Amy_Mallett. And I'm also on Instagram at I think therefore I Amy.
And Adam, if people want to find you on social media as well, where can they get at you and tell you how this was probably your greatest wrestling match of all time?
Yeah. You can find me at Adam Wilbourn on all the social medias.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Dice with Death. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Cross show. When I say thunder, you say bastard. Thunder.
Bastard.
Okay.
Okay.
Throwback.